This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
New video of a horrific accident in Newark. Two buses colliding early this morning. We have new videos showing the chaos inside one of the buses that was hit.
Plus, more shakeups inside the Trump campaign as another campaign manager is gone.
And Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte apologizes via social media, saying he should have been more careful and candid in Rio.
And good afternoon at noon, everyone. I'm Diana Williams.
And I'm Lauren Glassberg. David and Charlene are off today.
We want to begin with that horrific bus accident in New Jersey, and we've got new video showing the horror. Right now, these are live pictures of the scene from Newscopter 7. That accident site still being cleared, and we are told that crews will start to remove those buses very soon. Here's the latest information at this hour. A longtime New Jersey Transit bus driver killed, 18 others injured, 7 of them critically.
It all happened when one bus T-boned another bus at Broad Street and Raymond Boulevard in downtown Newark. We have 2 reports. Mallory Hoff is at one of the hospitals where victims are being treated. But we begin with Darla Miles. She is live at the scene. Darla.
Lauren, Diana, as you mentioned, they are just beginning to remove those 2 buses. They have 2 large cranes here on the scene, but you can also get a better look at it from Newscopter 7. This happened again just after 6 o'clock this morning. There were 2 bus drivers and 17 passengers involved. After this entire ordeal, there were 2 men who were actually able to make their way inside of the bus to help people get off, but they say all but 2 people were pinned and they couldn't get them out.
I went in through the front glass. The glass was off.
And this is what the inside of that New Jersey Transit bus looked like, flipped on its side. The 17 passengers who were on it entangled in twisted metal seats, covered in shards of glass, some of them bloody, others trapped.
I'm standing on the steering wheel. There's a lady laying there, and she's on top of her daughter, which is an adult. And we have 3 other riders in the back that are underneath the chairs.
It happened on the corner of Raymond Boulevard and Broad Street just after 6 a.m. Friday in Newark, when one NJ Transit bus broadsided another. From Newscopter 7, you can see one of those buses still upright. Only the driver was inside of that bus at the time. He died.
Have some preliminary kind of data that's saying we suspect that one of the bus drivers may have went through a red light.
County Prosecutor's Office crash and fire investigators are in charge of this investigation, and they have begun the process of the difficult work of reconstructing exactly what happened.
And this is cell phone video of the intersection turned triage unit in the aftermath. So many people in need, everyone there doing whatever they can.
It's just so much chaos. It was, for a minute, it was like I felt nauseous. So much blood from the people that they were bringing out. I didn't know how to feel.
Again, this is a live look at the intersection of Raymond Boulevard and Broad Street here in Newark. You can see where Newark crews are in the process of removing all of the debris from the ground. You can see the front end of a flatbed truck. It appears as if part of the mangled bus has been loaded onto the backside of that bus. The irony about this intersection, this was actually the first intersection in the state of New Jersey to have a red light camera to catch motorists running red lights. Again, the cause of this accident is under investigation. The name of the deceased bus driver has not yet been released. Reporting live in Newark, Darla Miles, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, thank you, Darla. Injured passengers were taken to several New Jersey hospitals. Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Hoff has more, and she is live right now outside University Hospital in Newark. Mallory?
That's right. This is where several of those passengers were taken. We're about a mile from the scene of this crash right now. I just received some updated numbers from University Hospital. They tell me 11 patients were taken here. Of those 11, 1 person remains in critical condition, 3 listed as serious, 3 fair, and 4 good. Of those 4 good, 3 have now been discharged. I spoke with one of those men. He told me he considers himself extremely fortunate.
This man calls himself lucky to be alive. He's one of the crash victims that was taken to University Hospital. He describes being thrown from his seat.
When I saw that, I don't know what happened, so I just saw myself in the back.
He shot this cell phone video from inside the bus. You can see a first responder making his way through.
I was the only one in the back was good. But you got a lot of people injured. I saw one guy almost died, but I don't know if he's died.
Trauma victims were taken to St. Michael's Hospital and have since been transferred to University Hospital. Others were taken to Beth Israel Medical Center and Trinitas Regional Medical Center in Elizabeth. Some of these patients couldn't get out on their own. They had to be removed from the bus.
And the New Jersey Transit Police Chief tells us he does expect everyone here to be okay, but certainly a very scary situation for those involved as well as their families. Live in Newark, Mallory Hoff, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Such a horrible accident. Okay, thanks, Mallory. Our coverage of this deadly bus crash continues on ABC 7 NY and our news app, where you can hear more of the eyewitness accounts. Lauren?
Also breaking right now, Donald Trump's campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, has resigned. Earlier this week, Manafort was bumped to chairman as Trump brought in a new chief executive and manager. Manafort was a short-timer. He joined the campaign just 2 months ago. Trump thanked him for getting them through the convention process. Senior-level Trump sources say Trump debated axing Manafort last week when he restructured campaign leadership, and that the writing was on the wall for his departure. New at noon, a woman is dead after a police chase early this morning in New Jersey. We are told that the chase started at about 2:30 this morning in Newark. Another person is hurt, and a suspect is in custody. Eyewitness News reporter A.J. Ross is sorting out all the details. She's live in Newark. A.J.
Lauren, I want to show you the incredible trail of damage this overnight police chase left behind. Witnesses say the car police were after damaged several cars. You're looking at one of them, the mangled remains of one here. And then it pushed another car into this light pole and fence just behind me here. And as you mentioned, one young woman is dead and another is badly injured.
Cars on top of the fence, people screaming, hollering. And then I seen the police was all over the place, and they were trying to get the girl out of the car.
A chaotic scene quickly unfolded here along University Avenue shortly after 2:30 a.m. Friday, when sources say a police chase came to a tragic end along this sharp curve.
It was a silver car in the air, and it was like I don't know if it was like a Camaro or a Challenger, but it was some other car that crashed into the light, which made it be on the sidewalk.
Investigators confirm a young woman walking on this nearby sidewalk died at the scene, while another woman inside one of several damaged vehicles was severely injured.
She was hurt. She crouched down right here, actually where I'm standing. She crouched down here. The police came over and they were telling her, get down on the ground, get down on the ground. And then he realized that they weren't the suspects. So then they put her in the ambulance and took her away, I guess him too.
Witnesses say it was a chain reaction, with the suspect's car reportedly hitting and pushing several cars up onto the sidewalk and into this fence and light pole. Sources say a large amount of drugs were discovered in the suspect's car, and police now have someone in custody.
First thing you think about it, you're glad it wasn't your child, you know, and somebody doesn't have a child this morning. That's the sad part of it.
For now, police aren't releasing the name of that female victim until all her family has been notified. Live in Newark, I'm A.J. Ross, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
New at noon, police are looking for a suspect in a home invasion in Queens that left a 60-year-old woman shaken. Investigators say a man broke into a house on Forest Parkway in Woodhaven this morning when the woman was alone. She was not hurt, but she was taken to the hospital for observation. Investigators are now examining surveillance video from that home, hoping to get an image of the suspect. And now we turn to a developing story. We are finally hearing from Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte. He issued a 3-paragraph statement online apologizing for his actions in Rio, where he fabricated a story about being robbed at gunpoint. And this morning, 2 U.S. swimmers who are being held in Brazil arriving in Miami after working out a deal with police. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joining us now with an update. Marcy?
Hi, Diana. And Lochte says he has learned some valuable lessons from all of this, explaining he waited to share this apology until it was clear that his teammates would be arriving back in the U.S. safely.
Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte now saying he's sorry after reporting he and 3 teammates were robbed at gunpoint at this gas station in Rio. Posting on social media, I want to apologize for my behavior last weekend, for not being more careful and candid in how I described the events of that early morning. Lochte initially telling NBC after a night of partying, the athletes were targeted by armed men posing as police.
The guy pulled out his gun He cocked it, put it to my forehead.
But police in Rio claim this surveillance video tells a much different story. You see one of the swimmers pull a sign off the wall. Lochte comes out of the bathroom where the gas station owner says the men broke down a door. The guys are seen getting into their cab when they're confronted by this man. Police say he's a gas station security officer who detained the athletes until they handed over $50. But the video cuts out for 3 minutes. The athletes insisting it was in that time that they were held up at gunpoint, forced to hand over about $400. Two of the swimmers, Gunnar Benz and Jack Conger, landing in Miami Friday morning. Jimmy Fegan, still in Rio, agreeing to pay $11,000 to a charity to get his passport back.
Fegan is the one who really needs to be concerned because he's there.
And still no full explanation for the conflicting accounts, but in his apology, Lochte went on to say it was traumatic to be in a foreign country with a stranger pointing a gun and demanding money, adding, regardless, he should have been more responsible. Diana and Lauren.
Thanks, Marcy. A raging fire tears through a crowded block.
Coming up, we talked to neighbors on Staten Island about how they escaped and their devastating losses.
Plus, from marital bliss to a scramble for safety, a wedding goes into chaos when a car bomb explodes nearby.
And new information about the Zika virus. We know it's a big threat to developing babies, and we're learning more about how it can affect adults as well.
I'm meteorologist Bill Evans here in the Weather Center. What a great start to your weekend. We have sunshine. Temperatures have been warming up rather nicely. As a matter of fact, we're already into the low 80s, 82, 83 degrees. And we're going to have ourselves a great afternoon getting into the weekend. We'll talk about some thunderstorms on the way for Sunday and cooler weather next week. And your accurate weather forecast in just a moment, so don't go away.